Well, we've worked so hard to get right where we are. It's homecoming weekend, rivalry weekend, and if we win, we go on to the Conference USA Championship game. But we have to get through our most hated rival, Southern Miss. So, in front of all of our home crowd in our throwback uniforms, we see if we have the tools that it takes to get where we've planned to go since day one. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of NCAA football. Let's see if we win the coin toss. We don't, which means we're in trouble for this game. And no wind either, so this is going to be a really clean game. But let's see if Trenigan can get us a really good return. Coming into this game from our scouting report, we know that they are a very strong running defense, but they're fairly weak when it comes to passing, so we're going to have to try to take big advantage of that. Brian Blair with the 7-yard gain off the inside trap to make it 2nd and 3, and with that we've gone into the red zone on our first possession, all the way down to the 16. Let's see if we can keep this momentum going. We've had a lot of success here in the passing game early on, doing a lot of our early and quick passing game to really get people set up into places we want to go. We hit Big Eric the Tank Hall, and he takes it all the way for a touchdown! We go up early on the first possession of the game, following Maurice Gonzalez's 5 for 5 on that drive. So here we are. Our defense has been one of the best in the conference. And early on, they're going to be tested with a 5-wide formation. And it looks like we caused a little bit of pressure. We got to keep an eye out for our star player, Mr. Michael James himself, finalist for the Nagurski and the Lombardi, as he is also the nation sack leader. He has the most sacks, not just of our conference, but of the nation. We also have a couple of our players who are right up there for most tackles. So our defense has really been showing out and is nationally competitive and not just conferencely competitive. Oh! He got a pick over the shoulder. After the pressure by Michael James himself, we get the early turnover. It was a little unexpected, but Nelson comes up with another one. So this is a bit of a gutsy play early on, but it's homecoming. We're at home. We're the better team, so we're going to do it. So I feel like we're going to throw it to our best wide receiver, Ryan King. And he holds on to it and breaks away. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Blazers! We go up 2 scores early in the first quarter by the breakaway on Ryan King's part. Okay, I've got fullback. User pick! That's 2! 2 turnovers on 2 drives. We are on fire this quarter. But after a turnover, it's always good every now and then just try to see if you can take a shot play. We'll throw it again to Eric the Tank Hall. Works his way upfield for a 15-yard reception. We hit Thomas Trenigan over the middle. He makes a couple of defenders miss and put us in 1st and goal off the 15-yard reception. Maurice Gonzalez is seeing everything today. Brian Blair with the 2-yard rush up the middle, getting slightly neutralized, but still gets us a little bit closer. We'll actually fall back into a pass. We don't need to hit something in the end zone right now. Something in front of it would be perfectly acceptable, but we're just going to see what our options are. We have to hit big Eric the Tank Hall, because there wasn't anything really open, and so we'll take the 2-yard gain and to fight for another down. It's going to be 3rd and goal on the 5. We've got a couple of options here. I'm probably just going to go right back with what we were doing and see if Maurice Gonzalez can get his 3rd touchdown in the 1st quarter. And the defensive line swats it away. It's going to make it 4th and goal on the 5. Normally I'd like to go for it, but we're 5 yards away, which makes it an obvious passing down. And then also this allows us to go up 3 scores in the 1st quarter, which is a liberty we haven't had this entire year. I'm going 5 wide again. Oh, and they complete the long pass over Nelson. Got greedy and went for the pick, so it's going to be 1st and goal. They found something on this drive to keep the chains moving. Let's see if we can stop them here and hold them to a field goal. Oh, that's going to do it. Oh, they said he was out of bounds. He was not able to get down inbounds with the ball. We got lucky there. We got to play sound zone coverage here. Or man coverage with zone over the top. And not fall for any moves. Oh, and he drops the ball to make it 3rd and goal. With 2 seconds left to go, they're on the doorstep. I don't want to run cover 4. So now it's going to be 3rd and goal on the 5. Can our defense hold up? Oh, and he throws it away. So to end the 1st quarter, we had a quarter of dominance, scoring 17 points and having 2 interceptions. Let's see if we can keep that pace going as it's 4th and goal on our own 5. Will Southern Miss kick the field goal, or will they try to punch it in for the touchdown? I'm not convinced that this is going to be anything other than a fake. It's a rivalry weekend anyway, so let's play safe. And they do kick the field goal, so they do get on the board with 3 points. It's going to be 17-3, basically at the start of the 2nd quarter, and we'll get the ball. Let's see if we can add on to our lead. We fit it into Richards with a 13-yard gain to get us into the red zone. We are on fire today. All the way down to the 17. Let's see if we can punch in another score. And Ryan King got a mild concussion off of the return, and so he will not return to this game. But hopefully, with our supporting cast of wide receivers, someone else will step up. So we already had our number 2 wide receiver go down, and now that's number 1. So maybe jumping out to an early lead was exactly what we needed to set up for slowing the game down. It's going to be 3rd and 5 here. I'd like to see if we can play the screen game here. Just because we're seeing a little bit of pressure and we haven't run this yet, so I'm hoping that it will be effective enough. But it's going to take Brian Blair actually getting out of the route fast. It's going to be 4th and 2 with early in the 2nd. I want to at least line up and look at how it's going to be blocked and all that. And if I like it, we're going to go with it. This could be a big momentum swing and a bit risky of a play being up 2 scores, but I'm going to go with it. I have a good feeling with our guys that we can make this happen and that our defense can recover if we don't. And they blitz right up the hole. We have a 1-yard loss and it does not work. We'll have to be a bit careful on using our running backs a lot. Because with Thomas Trendigan and Ryan King being out, our #1 returner is now Brian Blair himself. Jared White breaks off the outside run for a 30-yard gain, taking us all the way down to the 15 again. And we're right back where we left off. So here we'll put the ball in the hands of Maurice Gonzalez to find the open man. And he had Fry wide open, but does not complete the pass. It's going to be 4th and 7, and we'll go ahead and kick our field goal. With that, we go back up 3 scores late in the 2nd quarter. So, at the end of the 2nd quarter, we are up 20-3 over our bitter rival Southern Miss. Keep this pace up and we'll punch our ticket to the conference championship game. We run a 3-man rush and 2 guys get there. Travis Payne and Mr. Parks both get in there for the sack to make it 3rd and 14. So now with 3rd and long, we need to set them up real well. We need to keep an eye on this running back just in case we witness a screen. No, instead they try to fire it deep and they convert with a huge 52-yard gain to really flip the script on how this drive is going to go. Now, just outside the red zone, our defense has to bow up even more. We ran a bit of a blitz there, and it seemed to put them in a bit of a funk. Now let's show one, but not actually come with it. Oh, we barely get them down to save the touchdown, but they're definitely knocking on the door with it being 1st and goal. Let's see if our defense can come through. This would be the perfect time for Michael James to make his statement on the game. Oh! Big hit from Malik Pollard to make it 2nd and goal. He was having none of that run play. Let's see if we see another run play here. They've had a bit of success on the ground, but they're more of a passing team from what history and stats have mentioned. And we whiff to allow them to score the touchdown on the option keeper. And with that, they break into the lead, making it 20-10 early in the 3rd. Oh, and Jared, Mr. Touchdown White, breaks free. He could go all the way. Touchdown! Mr. Touchdown! 63-yard rush off the wide trap. Picking up key blocks along the way and then shaking the final guy. Just what we needed to break up some of that momentum. And they run the option, but Michael James wasn't having none of that. Gets a huge tackle for loss to make it 3rd and long. So now we're in another 3rd and long situation. They've had answers for the past couple. Let's see if we can come up with a stop this time. And there we go. Mr. Wise going and cleaning up the outside. And that's going to make it to where they'll have to punt the ball away. And that play will end the third quarter. So, at the end of 3, we are up 27-10. It is looking very likely that our conference championship hopes are alive and well. But let's see if we can finish out this strong win against our bitter rival. Oh, and there was no one in the vicinity. Felt some pressure up the middle and make it 4th and long here, and they'll have to punt the ball away. Or no, they have to go for it. So we're in 4-down territory for the end of the game here. See if our defense can come up with a stop and get us huge field position. And they go with the deep ball, and Pollard wisely knocks it down. We get the ball over on downs on their own 30. Maurice Gonzalez is going to keep it and get us. Breaks free and then slides. He could have taken it all the way in, but instead elected to take more time off the clock and make it 1st and goal. Hit Lonnie Scales, and he pushes his way in for the touchdown. And with that, we go up 24 points with just 4 minutes left in the 4th quarter. I think that will do it. And with that, we have pulled Maurice Gonzalez, giving Matt Goolsby keys of the team for the end of the game. Did that to protect Maurice Gonzalez, as well as Matt Goolsby is one of our seniors. So give him one more opportunity to play in front of his fans and the UAB Nation here before we move on and see what lies ahead. But Maurice Gonzalez played a hell of a game for us, and I wouldn't be surprised if he was the player of the game. But it's Matt Goolsby's time to shine. And Jared, Mr. Touchdown White, pushes through and scores another touchdown. And I believe he just broke the school record for rushing touchdowns in a season. That's exactly why we call him Mr. Touchdown. Oh, and they're going to take it to review, but I have a good feeling that he got in. That angle will not tell us anything, but it will tell the game everything it needs to know. But with that reach, I'm confident. Oh, here's going to be the angle. We'll have to wait and see what the referees think.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
And they take it off the board. And so with that, that record is still standing. But you know what that means. He got it all the way down to the 1. We're going to give him the opportunity to get it all the way in. He's going to get all 4 opportunities, because either way we're burning a ton of time off the clock. So we're just going to feed it to him again. And with that, he pushes his way in and breaks the school record for rushing touchdowns in a season. With just over a minute left, that's the way to just punch it in. And there we have it. On Rivalry Weekend, we have our best performance yet. While losing Thomas Trenigan for the season, we have a dominating performance, winning 41-10. Play of the game coming from Jared, Mr. Touchdown White, breaking a 63-yard run, making it look easy as he breaks away from every defender. And I wouldn't be surprised if our player of the game ended up being Maurice Gonzalez himself, our quarterback. Having a near perfect game and not turning the ball over once. And with that, we also punch our ticket to the Conference USA Conference Championship. Oh no, the player of the game was Jared Mr. Touchdown White himself, with 144 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. So let's take a look at our overall stats. 12 first downs to their 10. We didn't really have a dominating offensive performance. We just converted off of our turnovers. But did have about 400 yards of total offense, including 204 rushing yards. Jeez, that's a big number. 18 for 25 on completions. We'll take that any day of the week. With 187 passing yards. That's pretty high for us on 18 completions. Our third down percentage was pretty low, which was probably our one glaring spot here. 1 for 2 in fourth down conversion. We went for a couple of greedy fourth downs, so that's okay. 83% in the red zone. Would love 100%. 83 is pretty good. No turnovers. That was the key thing in this game. We did not turn the ball over. And then we dominated in time possession. We had almost 30 minutes of time with the ball. That makes a big difference. Well, with that victory, we have taken ourselves into the conference championship game. Little bit of interesting thing to note, though. Our opponent is not UTEP. As you can see here, I have their final schedule, and they lost 2 of their last games in overtime to miss out on the conference championship. So instead, we are playing none other than Tulsa. And we get the home field advantage because we have the better record. So we are not done in Alabama. Instead, we'll be taking on Tulsa. So join us back here next week for everything we've planned on going for to win the conference. Join us back here next time as we take on Tulsa. I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe because it helps me out so much more than you know. We'll see you back here in the next one for our hardest battle yet.